So hello everyone again, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a good week. Okay, I've continued working on my mech, although I haven't had time to do an awful lot of work this week because I've been busy. In fact, this has been the first time I've been able to get up into the workshop for a few days. But today I've been adding my final bits of fabrication around the front. I have done more work on the cockpit, as you can see, added more wiring around the front and added wiring on the legs. But the main bit of fabrication was to just re-look at the back a bit. I've added some extra greebles onto it, quite a few extra greebles in actual fact, plus more wiring around the back of the mech to bulk it out. And I think now I've got to the stage where yeah, I'm going to call it a day on that. But I think, as I keep on saying, less is more, and you don't want to over egg, and I think that's as far as I'm going to take it with the greebles. Don't do too much because it will then start to look too ridiculous. But yeah, so there you are. That's the mech more or less fabricated. The profile looks very nice, and I'm just going to put some brass colored primer onto the extra bits that I've done. My little soldier is fitting nicely into the cockpit area, and the cockpit does close on top of him nicely, and you can still see him inside, which is good. So okay, so now I'm going to finish off with the brass colored primer, put that on. It's a nice day outside, so I think I'll spray it outside, and then we'll start the painting process, which I'm going to, as I said, I think I mentioned before, I'm going to put it into a kind of khaki desert camouflage paint scheme. And then I'm going to show you what I did with my capital ship, because I've got a few other pieces which I've got during the week, which I'm going to attempt to add on as well, to continue working on that as well. Okay, that's all at the moment. I'm going to now put on the rest of the primer, and onward and upward. And so there we are, the rust colored primer is all on now, and yeah, I finished with the fabrication. The cockpit area is popping nicely, and the soldier's sitting in there very nicely as well, which is good. There might be a few areas where the rust colored, where the primer hasn't reached it, but that's okay, because when I put the main colouring on, that won't notice so much. So happy with that. Just put down the cockpit there, clicks it into place. There we are. Yeah, that looks very nice, and even nicer is when I can turn it around, and the back really pops nicely now. Yeah, very very happy with the detailing on that, and the greebles, and yeah, that pops nicely. It looking very industrial, exactly as I wanted it to look like, really. And no real shape is totally recognizable, which is good. Yeah, that's the full back. Very nice, and a nice profile from that side as well. Okay, so yes, that's the total fabrication finished. If I'm going to give it some kind of history, as I say, I think that this is a battle mech on a kind of desert planet, perhaps. The back is atomic powered, so he's carrying around a kind of mini atomic generator at the back, which will keep him going for months, perhaps even years in the field. But of course, the whole thing could blow up at any moment, and then he'd become a mini nuke himself, wouldn't he? So he's kind of sitting on an atomic bomb there. Not very practical in that sense. But anyway, yeah, that's my mech done, and now we're just starting the painting work, which of course I will show you. in due course. But I now want to move on to the capital ship, which you can see there in the background, because there's some things that I've got together during the week which I want to add on it now. So we'll switch over and look at the capital ship. So as you can see, I've been slowly getting on with this, adding the main structure to it as much as I can. As I say, obviously it still looks quite messy, but it would do, because we're just adding bits and pieces onto it at the moment. But it's beginning to take shape. As you can see, I have added a proper Star Destroyer conning tower at the front. This was from, it's not actually from a model kit, it's from a Star Destroyer, a toy really. I'll just show you where that came from. This toy here, which I picked up in a charity shop, um, it's horrible really, but it does have a level of detail which I could actually work with, because as I say, I took the conning tower off and I stuck it on there, on the front here. Turn it around a bit there, and you can see that it is beginning to sort of get some kind of profile. I've had some Nerf guns at the back here, and just turn it around again. Oops, there you go. So that's what it looks like at the back. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it looks like at the back there. Yeah. So the thing is beginning to take shape. It's very slowly taking shape. Of course it is, because I'm taking my time, and finding greebles and stuff like that for a large build like this is a bit difficult. But I think that the overall profile is looking all right. And yeah, it looks a bit blocky, but I think that's fine. It's difficult to say whether I'm going to increase the length at the front until I perhaps can find something that will do that. But it's not going to come tapering off in the classical wedge shape. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to be more of a block shape than that. And I found these things, and if I cut them up, it might go at the front like that, but I'm not sure. It's rather difficult to cut these things, and I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Well, that's where I'm getting with that. Onward and upward with this. Let's see what else I can add to it now. In the meantime, before I sign off. Oh, by the way, yes, as you can see, I have I've closed in the area here, so that this now it's now closed off, and I'll add greebles to that area as well. But yeah, this is what the ship's looking like at the moment. Okay, onward and upward. Okay, so this is what I've come up with so far. As you can see, I have put quite a lot of Nerf gun parts onto it now. And yes, I know it looks a real mess at the moment, but I do believe it's coming together. So basically the idea is there's going to be some kind of massive space troop transporter, because it's got these loading bays or launch bays to the side of the ship on both sides. And yeah, so it's not your normal Star Destroyer. It's a kind of large capital support ship, perhaps. But I think it's beginning to look. It's heavily armed. It would be heavily armed, and it's, as I say, I'm taking my time over this because it's going to take a long time to put all the greebles in place and all the details. But I think the general shape is getting there. Whoops, turn it around there. Like that, you see. I'm going to paint it a grey colour so one can see the shape in a bit more detail. The black of the undercarriage, so to speak, is kind of taking away from the actual overall look, and I can't quite see it myself from this angle. But yes, I think the general shape is getting there. Just turn it around a bit more, and you can see the back. So there's the back of the vehicle, of the Starship. And I'm going to add lots of other greebles. There's this bit here, which is going to go on the back, this thing here, yeah, and that's going to go on the back there. But yeah, lots of other bits and pieces now. I think on a whole, it's beginning to take shape. Quite happy with that, as you can see. So we'll persevere with it and keep going. But I think, and of course, I'm going to build out the front with lots of antennae and bits and you know, sensors, probes moving forward out into the front, which will increase the it will get rid of too much of the stubbiness. But yeah, it is getting there. It is getting there. It's all fitting together, which is the main thing. It looks like it's fitting together. So happy with that. Well, that's the end of this this weekend's builds, I'm afraid, because as I say, I have been rather busy last week, and I'm going to be busy again this week. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get back up into the loft, because also next weekend I'll be away, going out. Yes, I know, the first time in ages. So, I probably won't post for a week and a bit, and you'll have to see when I repost how far I've got. So that'll be a surprise. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a great week. And all being good and all being well, we'll meet again well, shortly, I hope. All right then, bye guys, thanks for watching. And as a quick bonus before I go, I've just sprayed it with white primer and just adjusted the launch tubes towards the back of the ship, which I think gives it a better profile. But I've got a lot of work to do on it, as you can see. Yeah, that's a better profile now with the launch tubes towards the back. They're supported at the moment because I haven't glued them on, because I'm going to do a lot of work in the interior of the launch tubes. I'm just going to take this off so you can see. Obviously, I want to fabricate a kind of launching bay inside, and I can't do that if they're stuck on. So yeah, I've taken the launch tubes off where they were. You see they were on the side. They were on the side here. I've taken them off. I'm going to move them to the back, which gives it a better profile. But we're putting the white on. I think we're getting quite a better general shape of where we are. So, okay. So I'm definitely leaving it for now. But yeah, putting the white primer on certainly starts to give me an idea of where we're at. And as I say, yeah, the general shape is getting there. Happy with that. And at the back as well. Yeah, it's funny that by putting the white primer on, even though the original colour shines through, it still gives the whole thing a kind of overall quality, and helps you to then start looking at the shape in better detail, and you can see what you need to work on in stage 2 of this build. Alright guys, well that really is the end of this video, and I shall see you at the next posting. As I say, I won't be posting next weekend, but shortly after that. Alright, have a good week guys, and I really mean that. Thank you for subscribing. Click the like button if you like what you see, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.